another Moz Play video. This is Moz Mojito, and today we're going to be getting into a country western building survival style game from the same publisher of Medieval Dynasty, and this is going to be the pilot episode. We're playing Wild West Dynasty. Let's get to it.
A story about the Wild West. I can tell you a story. A mom and her kid, they were on their way back home. Their real home, out here, not the fine big New York City. Hadn't hurt a fly in their life. Well, the kid hadn't. They were attacked by outlaws, out of nowhere. Ran the horses to no avail. The mom was picking a gun. 'Cause hell she was. Defended her cub like a bear. But it helped them nothing. Nothing at all. That's your Wild West. If you want a better ending, make your own.
Alright guys, so we're jumping right in here. Now, this is a game that I tried out when it first dropped. Bugs and all. There have been quite a few patches since then, and it looks like they're still making quite a few tweaks and fixes as they try to go to the full release version. So that little intro gave you an idea, the background of the story. A mother and son heading out to the Wild West, leaving the big city, and coming back to the mother's, I guess, hometown, if you will, out in the Wild West here. Obviously, they got attacked by bandits, and the wagon that they were in crashed. The mother was shot. The son was thrown off the wagon, but he wasn't shot. So now it is up to you to help your mother out on the survival in this little intro and follow along with the little tutorials. This game is from the same publisher of Medieval Dynasty, so the style is going to be very similar, but with a lot more bugs and probably stiffness with the characters. Again, they're still working on smoothing things out, adding more content to the game, but you're basically in survival mode in the Old West. I don't know about recruiting other people to join your village like in Medieval Dynasty and some of the other games out now like Bellwright and whatnot, but I do know that you will have the opportunity to build yourself a town with all the typical Western buildings. So we're going to start off here with the tutorial, which is basically find shelter, which is going to be this cave. Go around and pick up sticks and stones to start a campfire to keep your mother warm. Meanwhile, you are injured, so you're going to have like a glowing halo around your screen to show that you're either injured or you're hungry or thirsty or whatever. All your stat bars are in the bottom left. Typical colors: red for health, blue for water or thirst level, orange for hunger level. So you can see there in the inventory screen, it will give you full on icons to show you what's what. You have a crafting menu here. As you level up, you can unlock new skills, which will allow you to build more things. You can specialize in certain tech trees, whether it's farming, crafting, town management, all your typical things that you will see in a medieval style town management style game. So we got enough sticks and stones to go ahead and build our campfire. So just like many of the other games, if the placement is red, you can't put it down. If it's green, you can. So we're going to go ahead and get this fire started up, talk to the mother, and she's going to continue to kind of give us our quest objectives, this is basically a little tutorial just to start off the game, but there's going to be more tutorials following this. So I'm going to keep my comments to a minimum, just maybe point out some things, and we'll go from there.
She never finished those words. They were her last. She died that night, in her most favorite place of all. I know she didn't want to. I know she fought. She would never have left you like this, in a foreign world, in such danger. Devastated after you tried so hard. But sometimes, we have no choice. I always hated funerals. Wasn't the reason why I didn't attend this one. Only learned about it later. I should have been there. Been there for a child who lost a mom, a past, a future. Should have protected you. Should have. Too many should haves. Rest in peace, Phoebe. I promise. No more missed opportunities.
Okay, so there we got a little cutscene there. Unfortunately, his mother died from her gunshot wounds. So now you are moving on out of the cave and down a hill to civilization. Now, of course, the first person you're going to run into is probably going to be a farmer who will then show you the basics of survival as far as farming and building a farm, repairing buildings and everything. So you can kind of see a journal here in the screen, gives you an idea of the quests that you have in progress as well as the quests you completed. You have main quests, you have side quests, all your typical setups from games that are similar in style like this. As you can see, it is desert. I mean, there's pretty much there's rocks and sticks everywhere. So as you get enough things, you can start making stone tools like that stone axe. You can make stone hammers, stone picks, and everything you would typically see. So this is our first location. We're going to talk to this hermit farmer here, and he's going to guide us through the first steps on how to survive in this land. Okay, so there is a day-night cycle in this game. You can rest to speed up the night to take it to the day, and by resting you will also heal up. As you can see, the red halo is now gone. The screen is clear, so I'm ready to continue on with my learning from the hermit farmer and see what else he has for us to do for the tutorial. Okay, so he's sending us off to get some lumber. Now, the thing about chopping in this game, you start off with really crappy weapons. The stone axe, it does not last. In fact, after you chop down like maybe 1 or 2 trees, it breaks, and then you have to keep crafting new ones. Now, that's not too much of a big deal because there are sticks and stones everywhere as you play the game. Some areas just have them respawn right in front of you. But it does get quite annoying to constantly have to craft axes over and over again. Now, as you play through the game, you will unlock more advanced tools that don't break as fast, but this is just something that's part of it initially. So what you'll have to do is like a 2-step process to chop down the trees. You chop it down and then you chop it again to get the smaller pieces of lumber. Very similar to all these other style games that are out there, you know, Medieval Dynasty, Bellwright, etc. So if you're into that, this is cool. If you don't like so much chopping, I just want to warn you, just be prepared to do a lot of chopping. I am speeding up the video a bit to get us through that, but you will spend quite a bit of time in this game chopping trees and then chopping the logs as the trees fall down, and you need wood for everything in this game. Okay, so we're going to revisit this cave that you started off in with your mother. Now, there are a bunch of chests in here, so you definitely want to go back through here after you start off the game and loot all the chests. Now, the downside is your character cannot carry a whole lot, so they will become overburdened really quick. Now, you can level up some skills to allow them to carry more weight, but eventually you'll get to the point where you're not even able to run anymore. You're just going to be walking really slow around everywhere. Sometimes you'll have some areas where the door is blocking your way, but once you knock that down with an axe, you'll be able to get some goodies back there. Now, the items don't glow when you look at them. You really kind of got to look around and look to the right, or just be clicking and hope that maybe something that you think is on the ground is actually something to pick up. This is really bad when it comes to small things like bullets. Sometimes you'll see bullets on the ground. You'll think it's a pebble or a rock. No, it's actually something you can pick up. So just something to keep in mind. Be on the lookout for even the smallest items and be clicking the pickup button to see if that is something you can get. There's a bunch of stuff here in storage. If I get it all, I'm probably going to overload myself. But the good thing is it takes a very long time for stuff to despawn, so you can always come back and look at it. Now, I would not use these boxes as your personal storage, because you will lose all your items after a while. It will clear out and reset it to whatever was in there before. So save that for a time when you actually build a building and you build some storage locations, and then put some stuff in there so you have some peace of mind. Looking through here, we got a couple outfits. We got a big hat. So I guess that's gonna help us out there. As you can see, my character is walking really slow because I am overburdened. Like I said earlier, you will pick up a lot of things and you will be slowed down. So either you can be choosy on what you're picking up and come back to things and quickly get some storage set up in new housing, or you can just kind of deal with it and walk around real slow. Eventually, you will be able to unlock calling your horse, and your horse will be able to take some of the burden off of you, because the horse doesn't really slow down. If you have a lot of weight on you, it still just kind of goes to regular speed. But the moment you get off the horse, you're going to be walking slow like this. So that could be a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. I think it's the same situation with other games too. I don't know if it's like this in Medieval Dynasty or not. I think it is, but in other games like Bellwright, you kind of are limited by slots in your bag, so there's not really a weight limit. Taking a look at the mother's grave, put some flowers on there. You can take them off if you want to. It doesn't really change anything. But yeah, we're just going to take a look here. But we ultimately have to head back to the farmer and continue his quest so that he can move us on to the town, which is going to be the next big objective and area. Okay, so as mentioned earlier, here's the inventory screen, your character's name over to the right and age, their level, and their statistics off to the right with the different bars. Here's the tech tree that I was mentioning. You got 3 different sections. You got engineers tree. So if you want to focus on certain branches, you can, or pour all your points into one tech tree, you can. Here's your farmer's tree. So whatever, if you want to focus on the farmer path, you can go this route as well. Put points in all the tabs, or you can go to the manager's tree, and this is going to unlock more buildings, believe it or not. So if you really want to build up a town and do some co-op playing, maybe have somebody specialize in engineering, someone specialize in manager, someone specialize in farming, that'll really help out too. You can really kind of expand your town as you start to get to the point where you're building. So a lot of potential in this game. There are a lot of bugs that they're kind of working out. Movement is a little clunky, but they're continuing to try to iron out the patches and shoot them out and iron out all the issues that people are reporting. They had a rough start on early release because people's expectations was that this would be a exact clone of Medieval Dynasty, just set in a Old West type environment or timeline. It was well short of what Medieval Dynasty brought to the table, but Medieval Dynasty also went through quite a few updates since it started off. So yeah, at this point I think we're gonna go ahead and put a bookmark in the video. I like this game early on, a lot of bugs. I'm hoping it gets better as we go, but hopefully you like Old West games and the potential of this game, and you'll give it a shot. So as usual, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. Please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps out the channel, and we will see you in the next video.